Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the when to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive, thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, he's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter if you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making. Now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't. We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should. My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit MrsDanielleDeVita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today. All right, hello, welcome to another episode with Mrs. Danielle DeVita. I am Danielle DeVita. I am a relationship and femininity coach, and I am here with my husband, Lawrence.
Oh, God.
You know, last time we were here and we were talking about marriage. I talk about relationships and dating in general, but this time we're talking about marriage. We've been married for 12 years, and we want to talk about how we see marriage through each other's eyes, because as you know, men and women process things differently. We see things differently, and we understand things differently, or we view things differently as it relates to marriage as a whole. So last time we talked about marriage through his eyes. Now we're going to talk about marriage through her eyes, which is from a female perspective, and I'll be the one providing perspective on marriage in general, and as well as, you know, our marriage as well. So we're going to talk a little bit, starting off about, well, he's going to ask some questions, and then I'm going to answer those questions. All right. Now, please, if this is your first time listening to my content and you like what you hear, if you're on YouTube, if you can subscribe. If you're on Facebook, you can follow me. If you've seen me from the Philip Scott Show, if you've seen me from TikTok, Instagram, go ahead and follow me. Hit that button for you to get all of notifications. And also there's a StreamYard link where you can hit it, where you can go to the comment section and comment. You can also hit the StreamYard link to get on video, so you will be live. So make sure your camera ready. There's a phone number you can call as well. At the bottom of your screen, you'll see 813-816-1813. Also, you can go to my content. All right. So we are going to get started. Hopefully, no interruptions with either StreamYard, dog, or the kids. All right. And go ahead.
All right, yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into these questions. All right, first question for you.
Okay.
How often should men expect sex from their wives? So.
Well, I'll say that, you know, I understand that men probably want it 6-7 times, out of the week. But I would say it's as often as that relationship is, because what men realize, but for women, sex is emotional. That if she is emotionally happy, then you're probably often. If she's not, you're gonna have sex a limited amount of time. I think for a healthy relationship, a minimum of 4 times a week is healthy. You know, the more the merrier, the happier we all are. So I would say if you want to have sex as often as possible, I will make sure she's in an emotional state, a good state. So don't go to bed angry, not having a lot of arguments, things like that.
Cool. Well, there you have it, fellas. Keep your women happy if you want to keep things in the bed going.
Yes. No, don't keep her happy at the expense of your happiness, though, of course. So there.
All right. Second question. How do women want men to contribute to the household?
Well, Financial is one. Even if the woman makes good money, I would say that a woman in the back of her head wants a man to make 80% of the financial gain, contribute financially in that way. Household, I don't think women expect for men to be 50%, like, or actually think, okay, he's going to be contribute 50%, even though some women would like it, or even more so. Maybe like 30-40% in just contributing to household stuff outside of the finances, children, housework, other things that need to be done. Probably keeping the house, the upkeep of the house, things like that, like the yard and things like that. I think women expect for men to have that stuff.
Cool. So a follow-up question to that, because there are men out there who may not make as much as their woman. And, from an ego perspective, that can make men feel a certain way. But how do women really perceive that if they have a man that makes, less than them financially?
See, this is a hard question because a lot of women in today's society do want men that make more. So most women have more respect for a man who can provide in that way. But holistically speaking, if she sees he's a great man, it's just his occupation has a ceiling. There's only so far you can go, and then she just has a type of occupation that allows her to, like a celebrity or something, or someone who is in that media world or that can make more. I mean, if she's realistic in that, then as long as he is contributing in a good way, like actually contribute something, Right. So I guess it depends on the dynamic, but I do know that women tend to respect men more who can provide, at least in today's society.
So what's your personal thought about that?
I think I would respect a man either way, because when I pick a person, I look at not just what they can provide financially. How can they provide emotionally, intellectually, sexually, their integrity. So when you couple all of that together, that financial thing doesn't mean anything, because if you have someone who's of integrity, you have a man who's of good character, he's going to do his best to provide. So there's a difference between someone who's lazy and not providing and someone who there's a cap at how much they can make where they currently are in their occupation. There's a difference to me, and I would show respect either way.
Gotcha. Good deal. Awesome. Great answers. All right. So number 3, how do women really? Actually, I'm sorry, we did that. We're on number 4. Okay. Name someone famous that I remind you of.
I tell you this often. I think you remind me personality-wise. If you guys seen the TV show Queen Sugar, I like the Holiday character. He reminds me, of my husband personality-wise, because he is. Most people would consider him to be a masculine man. They would consider him to be, generous and sweet, but he's not passive. He's not the nice guy. He's the guy that he leads with his chest, but he also leads with his heart. So he's that kind of guy. He's a stand-up guy. And I consider you to be like that. You remind me of him. You're warm inside. You are a all-around good guy. You're affable. A lot of people like you. He's more extroverted than me, guys. So he really is. Even though he doesn't seem like it on camera, he's very much more of an extrovert than I am.
Cool. Awesome. All right. My top 3 traits that attracted you when we first met. What were top 3 traits that I had that resonated with you?
You always had a vision. I love that about you, that you have a vision. You're always inspiring, all I had to do was just be there to encourage and support him. He was forward thinking, big picture, and he was able to see the details along the way. The other trait is, I would say that you're really a thoughtful and caring person. On our first date, I remember, the waitress was bringing you some water, And you were like, thank you all the time. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I was like, I don't know. I guess you don't see it a lot. So when I saw you doing those things, I was thinking I could marry this man. I was thinking that. And then you said 3 traits?
3 traits.
Okay. And so the other one is, I would say that you are, you're very knowledgeable. Yeah, a lot of people come to you for a lot of things. And I like that. You know a lot about politics, financial, just business, real estate. I mean, you know a lot, stocks, and I love the fact that you're resourceful and I can come to you, and other people can say, "Well, ask Lori this." So,
cool. Got me feeling good. All right, cool. All right, so here's our next question: if a man wants to find the woman of his dreams, what are 5 things he needs to do?
5.
5 things.
1
or more.
I would say is he needs to be financially stable. He needs to be able to take care of himself on his
100%.
own, because when you can do that, then you won't have the struggle, of all of the other things. 2, be confident, because if you are a man who's confident, then you're going to be able to go after the one woman you want. Go after, because I think that if you lack confidence, you won't know what you have to offer. And then people can walk over you, or you won't know when to have a crossroad, because you're not confident in what you have to offer, your value to the relationship, to this woman. Decisive. 3, to be decisive. A lot of men are wishy-washy. They don't know what they want. And I think that's a leadership quality, to be decisive.
Right.
Make decisions, know how to make decisions, and stand firm on what you say and what you do. Resourceful. Was that 4? Resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
That means if you don't know the answer, if you don't have the money, if you don't have this, have that, you know where to go to get it. You know a friend, you know how to look it up, you know how to go out and find it and get it if you don't have it, whatever it is. And I would say a man who's gentle. And the reason why I say that is because when you're dealing with women have emotions. So you have to know how to navigate it, when to, put your chest in it, and when to, like, okay, because if not, her emotions would be crazy. So you got to know when to approach it. The wisdom to know when to be gentle in your masculinity and when to be strong in it. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think all of that kind of couples into our emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And knowing how to, like you said, navigate situations while being able to be resourceful, while being able to have self-confidence. So yeah, absolutely. A lot of people don't really understand emotional intelligence, but really it comes down to being able to be attentive to others as well as being attentive to yourself. So I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Great job. All right. What are some things that would make a woman embarrassed of her man?
His inability. And I say inability could mean anything, like his inability to protect, his inability to provide. And when I say inability, I mean, like, not that he's incapable because of some deformity or something that's preventing him, but he's preventing himself from doing it. He's getting in his own way. He's incapable to provide or protect due to his laziness, or due to him not using his own diligence and things like that. So if they're in a situation where he needs to protect, he just chooses to cower out. He chooses not to get up and work. He chooses to not put his all in or aspire for something. And then so, when people are like, oh, what does he do? Or what is he? She's like, because he's not a go-getter. Mm-hmm. So I think that would embarrass her. Yeah. When you think about King of Queens, Doug's character,
I was just thinking about
so.
Yeah. Someone who lacks ambition.
Yeah.
All right, cool, good deal. Love it. All right. How would a woman feel about her man admiring another woman's physique?
Okay, what do you mean by admire? Like look, think about, or say, "Oh, she's nice," or
just to make it easy, like you see a hot female walk by, and you like, damn,
Okay. Well, so you know what? My answer to this is, if I see a good-looking guy, you know, can I admire him and go, damn? If you okay with me doing that, I'm okay with you doing that to a woman.
I mean,
we can try that out tomorrow if you want.
If you do it like to yourself in your mind, I mean, who knows?
Okay, well, if you do it to yourself in your mind, then who knows? So,
so there you have it, fellas. You heard that from the femininity coach herself. You see a nice woman, you can go down to yourself.
Yes, and your eyes shouldn't say it either. So even though you're not saying the words, you shouldn't. If you looking like, well, then if you do that, then I could do that, and then if we okay with each other doing that, then we roll with it.
Okay, yeah, good deal.
So
I mean, I will say this on a serious note. I do think that men should be respectful to their women and not like stare with that stalker stare as if they were by themselves.
Right, exactly.
There's a way that you can elegantly admire a woman without, bringing notice to your admiration, I should say, of that woman.
Okay, we have a comment real quick, and let's see. It says, Percy says, no disrespect. Can I admire Miss Danielle? Fine.
Percy, you can admire anybody you want to yourself. Absolutely.
Thank you, Percy. Thank you. So he helps proves my point. Thank you.
Cool.
All right.
Name 3 things that annoys you about me.
You use our towels to clean up stuff on the floor, like outside, or that's annoying. Because these are like towels that nice towels that you dry off with, and I see it somewhere on the floor picking up something outside.
But I mean, like, my thing with that though is, like, we buy very good paper towels. We buy the Vivas, right? And they're supposed to soak up a lot of stuff, but they really don't.
So you use a raggedy towel, not a nice towel.
No, but like you'll use like a half a roll of paper towels to clean up something off the floor, and it's still there.
We can afford it. And then if we have, like, I have gloves when I wash dishes, and I see them in the bathroom or being used outside, so I have to now buy new gloves. And those aren't the cheap ones. Those are like the really nice thick gloves. So yeah, that annoys me. And then let's see. Smacking when you eat.
Oh, yeah. Well, we can debate about that one all day long.
Yes.
Even when I chew with my mouth closed, you still not saying
it's a loud. How does someone chew so loud? Like,
I mean, I can't help how God made it. It is what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, all right. Thank you. Appreciate that. I guess everything can't be perfect, so I'll take it. All right. Let's see. When we met, what did you find off-putting about me?
Nail biting.
Oh, wow. I still do that now, so.
Yeah. I used to put the little things on his hands, so it tastes funny if you ever put it in his mouth.
I did not like that. She did that for our son. It actually worked.
Yeah, because he used to suck his thumb. So when he was asleep, I try to put something on him. So.
Cool. Last question. All right, you ready?
Last one, okay.
At what point did you fall in love with me?
I would say, I think we were about 6 months in a relationship, and I don't know if you remember me, but I was like, so remember when we talked about how you see me as a wife? So where are we in this relationship? When I kind of brought up marriage or something, I think I was feeling you, so I want to know how you felt about me before we proceed any further, so I won't get my feelings too hard in it.
Okay.
So I knew I loved you because I wanted to talk about marriage, so I brought that up. And if you see my vetting video, you probably know what I mean. You kind of revisit the situation. So where are we in our relationship, and how far are we getting towards marriage?
So, let me give you one last follow-up question. Bonus round. So with that, because, I mean, just being full transparent in our relationship, I wasn't as quick to want to get married, if you remember. I wanted to get married, and I knew that was something I wanted, but as a man, there was a lot of things I felt like I wanted in place first. And it seems to be in a lot of relationships that you'll see that women are the ones who want marriage as that commitment a lot sooner than men. So, to you, what does that look like? And do you have any advice for men when it comes to dealing with a woman that wants to get married quicker than they want to get married?
Well, see, I don't know if that was the case with you. I know you're saying that, but I remember on our first date, I asked you the simple question that I tell women to ask. So this goes to that the answer to that question. You ask, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a hookup? Are you looking for a relationship? Are you looking for just talking? Like when you ask that question, then you know right off the bat what they want. Then you revisit it like I did. But on the first date, I asked, what are you looking for? And you said you're looking for a wife. I bring up marriage. You brought that up.
Yeah, no, I understand that piece, but
as time progressed,
you wanted to get married a lot quicker than I wanted to get married.
Right. So I asked again in 6 months, where are we? Because if someone's going to say they're looking for a wife, I want to know, are we leading towards that? Do you still see me as a wife? Because someone could say that, and then 3 months in, they don't see you as a wife. So I would say, if you are a woman, you revisit that question, and that lets the man determine, hey, you know what? Is she still a wife material? Do I still see her as a wife? There could have been a situation that is off-putting that I no longer see her in that way. That we could be having problems in our relationship. We could be, and in your case, you wanted to be financially stable. And that was a true concern, not something that men just say. He genuinely wanted to be financially stable, so much so that when we were planning for our wedding, he wanted to already have the down payment for a house. So although I was saving up money for a wedding, he was saving up for a house, saving up for savings. He was doing all that. And I didn't really know that. I didn't really understand that. I was like, oh, he's not putting any money into the wedding. But he already had a plan. He was trying to get pre-approved for a house, get his credit right. So he genuinely was trying to prepare for it. A lot of men just say that. And you're like, okay, but I see you doing good. But you really were trying to get in a position for it. So I think a man would have to actually verbalize that so the woman can understand. If you're not transparent with her, she's gonna think that you are not forthcoming. But if you say, you know what, I do want to get married, but there's some things we need to do in our relationship. There's some hiccups that's going on. There's some things I need to financially get ready. And let me tell you, the timeline, which he has to do that with me. I can't promise you exactly 3 months, but I'm looking for 3 months. In the next 3 months, I want to do X, Y, and Z. So hopefully I could get with that, and we can keep comparing where we are.
Yeah, you're very timeline oriented.
If he say 3 months, I will be there. 3 months is in 1 minute, so I'm a Virgo. So yes.
But what I do admire about you is the fact that you understand that relationships take work, and you understand that you have to be very proactive, and you can't play a lot of games when it comes to relationships. Yes. And I think that's where some people go wrong is they get. You ever heard of the saying "lost in the sauce"? So they get so mesmerized about that person and that relationship that they forget about the timeline to an extent.
Exactly, because you do supposed to date with a purpose. You need to have some type of timeline for it, even if it's not exact. Quick thing, there's Percy says, see Miss Danielle several times. First time seeing my husband. Okay, so here he is. He did quite a few lives and videos with me over the course of the past year and two we've been on here. How do I bring up? Let's see. I don't know why I can't see right here. The weight issue for a girl who's into me without hurting her feelings. She's overweight for her age. Okay. You know what? I'll say my point and you say yours. I would say you would tell her, you're concerned about her health if you genuinely are, and you want her to be healthy. And I would encourage that if she, hey, well, let's go walking together. Let's go to the gym together. Let's do things together. But before you do that, because women do get in their feelings, I would start off saying, can I have an honest conversation with you? No judgment, no shame, but can I be forthcoming and honest with you? And you receive what I say. I would start off like that, because that puts the woman on notice that if she says yes, she needs to commit to what she said. If she says she's going to give you a safe place to speak and talk to her and be forthcoming and be transparent, then she needs to follow through. So when you ask that question ahead of time, it forces her to kind of hold back, even though she's really mad. So I would do that. But what do you think? You've been married long enough to know how to approach kind of gentle situations with women and ways.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're still in the dating stage, this could be a good opportunity to see how, your girlfriend or significant other, takes constructive criticism. So to your point, I like what you said. Hey, just be very honest and very transparent, and everything you do it humbly and do it from a position of love, not a position of judgment. So just being able to be very honest and saying, hey, I am concerned about, your weight, and, I would like for us to work together to help you to be able to lose some of that weight. So make it a joint thing, definitely be there as a helpmate to her. Yes. To help her lose the weight, by exercising and things like that. And then also, you can't be hypocritical though either. So, there are some big folks out there and that want their other person to lose weight when they're heavy as well. I'm not saying that's your prerogative or anything, but you have to be careful of that. So if you're on the heavier side too, you can use yourself and be like, hey, you know what? We both should probably start to maybe try to cut down, maybe lose a little bit of weight, especially at our ages. I was thinking about maybe us going and working out together. What do you think? That's right. A good way to put it as well. So yeah, it's a great opportunity to learn how she takes constructive criticism. So
yeah, I agree. I think that you really should make sure that when you are speaking to your partner that you lead in love. I say this often about leading in love. For both men and women, if you want woman's respect, you also want to give her a certain level of respect. And sometimes things don't come easy. Everything that you say isn't going to be nice and pretty. True. And you have to let that person know, do you want me to lie to you? Because we could do the lying game, or we can be transparent and honest with each other. And things may hurt. He says things that hurts me, and I say things that may hurt him, but out of love. Like we're being honest, but it's going to hurt. When you take off a Band-Aid, it hurts, but you have to take it off.
Exactly.
Exactly. So you just don't have to rip it off. That's all I'm saying. So that is that. If you guys have more questions, you can still put them in a comment, even though the live will be over. I'll make sure that my husband and I answer them appropriately. So thank you so much for tuning in to Marriage Through Her Eyes. All right. Sure. So again, please subscribe, hit the notification button. So thank you again so much for taking the time to listen to our content. You all have a great day. Oh, well, let me get the comment off. Okay. All right. You all have a great day. Good night. Take care. Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the value. When to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive, thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter. If you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making, now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't... We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, And number 2, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should. My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit MrsDanielleDeVita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today.